Ladies and gentlemen, how often have you found yourself striving, pushing, and forcing the outcome you desire? How many times have you felt that in order to receive, you must hustle harder, work longer, or sacrifice more? Today, I invite you to pause, take a deep breath, and embrace a truth that is often overlooked. Relax, and you will manifest anything you desire. At the very core of your being, you have the power to create your reality. The key to this creation is your imagination. The world around you is but a reflection of what you have imagined, felt, and believed in your inner world. Your imagination is not merely a daydream. It is the sacred blueprint from which all things spring forth. Every person, every event, and every experience in your life was first conceived in the imagination. But here is where many go wrong. They think they must work harder or struggle to see their desires materialize. They focus on external effort, believing that the more they push, the closer they get to their goal. But in truth, manifestation is not about effort. It is about surrender and relaxation. When you are relaxed, you stop fighting and start flowing with the natural rhythm of the universe. Relaxation is not a passive state. It is an active embrace of the present moment. When you are relaxed, you are open, you are receptive, and you allow the flow of abundance to reach you. The very act of relaxing is an act of faith. It is a deep knowing that what you desire is already on its way. And herein lies the power of faith. To manifest your desires, you must first believe that they are already yours. Not in the future, not at some distant point in time, but right now. When you believe your desire is already fulfilled, you begin to live in that reality. This is the law of assumption. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Live as though it has already happened. Feel the joy, the excitement, the satisfaction of already having what you desire. That's when the universe responds. It is important to understand that the only time you truly have is now. Too often, people wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or the ideal circumstance to manifest. But the truth is, the moment is always perfect when you align yourself with the feelings of already having your desire. What you seek is not out there, it is within you, right here in the present. But to truly manifest, you must release all resistance. Resistance is simply the fear and doubt that tells you your desires are impossible. Let go of these negative emotions, and you open the floodgates for your desires to flow towards you effortlessly. Relax and trust the process. Finally, let me remind you of the powerful force of gratitude. When you live in gratitude, you align yourself with the energy of abundance. Gratitude magnetizes what you seek. It signals to the universe that you are ready and open to receive. The more grateful you are, the more you invite into your life. So, I ask you today to let go of the hustle, let go of the struggle, and let go of the belief that anything has to be hard. Relax. Feel your desire as though it is already fulfilled, and watch how the universe begins to unfold in your favor. You have within you all that you need to manifest your dreams. Trust in it, believe in it, and above all, relax. Imagination is the most powerful tool we possess as human beings. It is the unseen force that shapes our reality and determines the life we live. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a canvas, and every thought, every image you conjure is a stroke of the brush, painting the world around you. What you see in your mind is not just a fantasy or wishful thinking. It is the blueprint of your future. When you close your eyes and envision something, that vision has the potential to become tangible in the physical world. Our imagination is not limited to what we already know or have experienced. It is an infinite well of possibilities, and it knows no bounds. Through imagination, you can transcend the limitations of your current circumstances and create a life that you once thought was impossible. It is the creative power within each of us that allows us to dream beyond our current reality. to envision a new version of ourselves and a new world around us. Every great invention, every major breakthrough in human history began with a single thought, a vision in someone's mind. When we use our imagination to see something clearly, to feel its presence in our lives, we start to align ourselves with that very thing. The imagination, when harnessed properly, acts as a magnet, drawing to us the circumstances, people, and opportunities that are in harmony with what we have imagined. It is a law of the universe that what you dwell upon in your mind will eventually make its way into your experience. The key, however, is not just to see the desired outcome, but to immerse yourself in the feeling of already having it. Imagine that you are already living your dream. In your mind's eye, see the success, the joy, the fulfillment that comes with it. Feel the emotions as if it is happening right now. It is through these feelings that your mind begins to work in alignment with your deepest desires, creating the conditions necessary for your vision to manifest. What you feel in your imagination is more than just a passing thought. It is a vibration that resonates with the world around you, sending out a signal to the universe that says, "This is my reality." The beauty of imagination is that it is not bound by time or space. You do not have to wait for things to happen in the physical world for them to take root in your life. The power lies in your ability to create within your mind first. Once you establish the mental image, it begins to crystallize slowly but surely into the physical world. You are the creator of your reality, and your imagination is the tool through which you shape it. It is not simply wishful thinking or daydreaming. It is an active process of creation. When you truly begin to understand the power of imagination, you realize that everything you see around you was first born in someone's mind. Every building, every piece of art, every invention, every relationship, at some point, it all started as an idea. This means that you too have the same creative power within you. The only difference between those who live their dreams and those who don't is the use they make of their imagination. Some people use their imagination to dwell on what they don't want, on their fears and limitations, while others use it to create a vision of what they desire. The key to unlocking the true potential of imagination is in the understanding that it is not a passive activity. It requires focus, belief, and the willingness to feel what you are imagining as if it were already true. When you combine the clarity of your vision with the depth of your feeling, you begin to unlock a power within you that can shape every aspect of your life. This is not a magical or mysterious process. It is simply the natural law of creation. What you believe in, what you feel deeply about, and what you focus on consistently will eventually manifest in your life. Your imagination is a reflection of your inner world. The more vivid, detailed, and real you make your mental images, the more you align with the energy of creation. It is like planting seeds in the fertile soil of your mind. And just like any seed, when you nurture it with belief and emotion, it will eventually grow and bear fruit. Relaxation is often seen as a mere break from the hustle and bustle of daily life, a time to unwind and recharge. However, its true power lies far beyond that. When we relax, we enter a state of alignment with our deepest desires and the flow of the universe. In this state, we cease to struggle, cease to force outcomes, and instead allow things to unfold naturally. It is in these moments of deep relaxation that the magic of manifestation begins to occur. The reason this state is so vital is because it quiets the mind and removes the resistance that often blocks our desires from materializing. When you are relaxed, you are no longer in a state of stress or anxiety about achieving your goals. Stress arises from the belief that something is missing, that you need to fight or exert effort to make it happen. Relaxation, on the other hand, is rooted in the understanding that everything you desire is already available to you. It is a trust in the natural flow of life, an inner knowing that what you seek is on its way. In the relaxation, you release the need to control or manipulate outcomes. And in doing so, you open the door for those outcomes to manifest effortlessly. It is this surrender, this letting go of the need to force that brings you closer to your desire. The state of relaxation brings you into harmony with the present moment. It is in this moment and in no other that all possibilities exist. When you are anxious or worried, you are living in the future, anticipating what may or may not happen. But in relaxation, you bring yourself fully into the present. This shift is critical because the present moment is where creation occurs. The future does not exist, except as a projection of your current thoughts and feelings. When you relax into the present moment, you align with the truth that everything you need is already here, that you are already whole, and that your desires are already on their way to you. Relaxation is not just a physical act of lying down or resting. It is a mental and emotional state. It is the state where you cease fighting against the flow of life, where you stop trying to figure out how your desires will manifest. Often, the act of trying to control every detail only creates resistance. The more you relax, the more you allow the universe to take care of the how and when. The effort to figure things out intellectually only blocks the path, because the mind cannot always grasp the infinite ways in which the universe can bring your desires to fruition. When you let go of the need to control, you open up space for things to happen beyond your limited understanding. In a relaxed state, you become more attuned to the subtle energies that are at work in your life. You begin to notice signs, synchronicities, and intuitive nudges that guide you toward your desires. These subtle clues may be easily overlooked in a state of tension or worry, but when you are relaxed, you become more receptive to them. You are no longer trying to force things into existence, and as a result, you begin to attract the opportunities and people that will bring your desires to life. Relaxation allows you to be present to these signs, to act on them with confidence and trust, knowing that they are the universe's way of guiding you toward your highest good. Feeling doubt, relaxation helps you cultivate a deep sense of trust in the process of manifestation. Trust is perhaps the most important ingredient in manifestation. Without trust, doubt creeps in, and doubt is the enemy of creation. When you relax, you let go of that doubt and replace it with faith. Faith that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. Faith that the universe is working on your behalf even when you cannot see the results immediately. Trusting the process means surrendering to the belief that your desires are already in motion, and that all you need to do is allow them to come to you in their own time. The act of relaxing is, in essence, an act of allowing. You allow your desires to come to you, you allow yourself to receive, and you allow the universe to do its work. This doesn't mean sitting idly by and doing nothing. It means removing the mental and emotional resistance that would otherwise block the natural flow of manifestation. When you are relaxed, you are in a state of allowing, and that is the most powerful state of all for creating the life you want. In relaxation, you stop pushing and start receiving. You trust that everything you desire is already on its way to you, and you no longer need to struggle to make it happen. This surrender, this letting go, allows the universe to bring your dreams to life with ease. The more you relax, the more you align yourself with the natural flow of abundance, and the more effortlessly your desires will begin to unfold in your experience. Relaxation is the gateway to effortless manifestation, the pathway through which all that you seek can flow into your life. The law of assumption is one of the most powerful principles of manifestation. It operates on the understanding that whatever you assume to be true about yourself, your circumstances, or the world will eventually become your reality. This law suggests that your assumptions, what you believe to be true, even if they are not yet visible in your life, are what shape your experiences. Your assumptions are not passive thoughts. They are the seeds from which your reality grows. What you believe about yourself, your desires, and the world around you is the blueprint that the universe follows to create the experiences you encounter. Assumption works through the principle that the mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. Whatever you assume to be true with strong conviction, whether it is based in fact or simply a belief, your subconscious mind accepts as reality and works to bring it into your experience. The mind accepts the assumption as if it is already a fact, and then begins to rearrange your life to align with this new truth. This is why the law of assumption is so powerful. It bypasses the need for proof or external validation. It doesn't matter whether the evidence exists yet. The assumption alone, once believed deeply and consistently, is enough to begin shaping your reality. The law of assumption teaches us that we must live in the end result of what we desire, instead of focusing on how things might unfold or waiting for external signs to confirm that our desires are on their way. We must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled right now. This means not waiting for the physical evidence to manifest, but instead living and acting as though it has already come to pass. If you wish to be wealthy, assume the feeling of wealth and abundance now, even if your bank account does not reflect it. If you wish to be in a loving relationship, assume the feeling of being loved and cherished, even if you are currently single. The key is to embody the emotions, thoughts, and beliefs of the end result as if it has already happened. When you assume the feeling of your desire being fulfilled, you shift your energy and consciousness to match the reality you wish to create. This is not a superficial act of pretending. It is a deep, emotional experience of embodying what you desire, even if it is not yet physically present. The more you do this, the more your subconscious mind begins to work on your behalf, attracting the circumstances, opportunities, and people that align with your assumption. As you consistently live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, your external world begins to reflect those inner assumptions. One of the most significant aspects of the law of assumption is that it requires absolute faith in the assumption itself. You must not waver in your belief that your assumption is true, regardless of what is happening in your outer world. The moment you doubt or question your assumption, you create resistance, and that resistance prevents the manifestation from occurring. The law operates on trust. Trust that what you assume is true, even if it seems impossible. When you assume with unwavering faith, the universe must conform to your assumptions and bring them into your life. The law of assumption also works on the principle that you can change your assumptions at any time. If you are not satisfied with the current state of your life, you can consciously change the assumptions you are holding. If you are living in a state of lack or scarcity, you can assume the feeling of abundance instead. If you feel unworthy or unloved, you can shift your assumptions to reflect the belief that you are worthy and loved. By doing so, you begin to see your circumstances shift in alignment with your new beliefs. This means that you are never bound by your current situation. Your assumptions are always within your control. It is important to recognize that the law of assumption is not a tool to manipulate others or to force outcomes. It is a law that works with your inner world, your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. The law does not require you to control others or events outside of your direct influence. Instead, it works through you, transforming your inner state and allowing the outer world to shift in response to your assumption. When you assume a desired outcome, you are not dictating how the universe will bring it about, but you are creating the energetic conditions that allow your desire to manifest in the most natural and effortless way. The law of assumption also teaches that repetition and consistency are key. Just as a seed needs time to grow and mature, your assumptions need to be consistently reinforced. The more you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the stronger the belief becomes, and the faster your reality begins to shift. You may not see immediate results, but with persistent assumption and faith, the change will come. Over time, your assumptions become so deeply ingrained in your subconscious mind that they begin to shape your external circumstances in ways you may not have expected. Living according to the law of assumption requires a shift in perspective, a shift from focusing on external circumstances to focusing on internal beliefs. It asks you to move beyond the world of appearances and to trust that the reality you desire is already in existence, waiting for you to assume it as your truth. The more you live in alignment with the assumption of your desire being fulfilled, the more quickly it will materialize. You are not waiting for the world to change to match your desires. Rather, you are changing your inner world. And as a result, the outer world will begin to reflect your new assumption. Letting go of resistance is one of the most transformative practices you can engage in to create lasting change in your life. Resistance shows up in many forms. It might be the inner struggle against a situation, the mental battle against what is, or the emotional discomfort that arises when things don't unfold the way you want them to. Resistance is a force that creates tension between where you are and where you want to be. It is the belief that something is wrong or needs to be fixed. It is the refusal to accept things as they are. When you hold on to resistance, you are essentially fighting against life. And in that fight, you deny yourself peace, clarity, and the natural flow of abundance that is always available to you. When you resist, you keep yourself stuck. Resistance stems from the belief that things must be different for you to be happy, successful, or at peace. It can show up as frustration, fear, or doubt. When you resist what is happening in the present moment, you reject the opportunity for growth and change that is hidden within that very situation. Resistance is the voice in your mind that tells you something is wrong, that you are not enough, or that the current circumstances are unworthy of your attention. The more you resist, the more you magnify the things you don't want, because you're focusing all your energy on them. The more you fight against them, the more they persist in your experience. Letting go of resistance requires you to shift your perspective. It means recognizing that life does not need to unfold according to your plans for it to be good. It means understanding that every experience, no matter how uncomfortable or challenging, is an opportunity for growth. And in some cases, it may be exactly what you need to evolve into the person you are meant to be. Resistance often comes from a desire to control every outcome, to ensure that things go the way we envision them. But the truth is, life is unpredictable, and when you try to control it, you are limiting its potential. By letting go of resistance, you allow life to unfold naturally, without interference. You let go of the need to know exactly how things will work out, trusting that the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, has a plan that is far beyond your current understanding. To let go of resistance, you must embrace the present moment as it is without judgment. Often, we resist things because we don't like them or because they don't fit into the image we've created for ourselves. But when you let go of resistance, you stop rejecting what is happening right now. You accept it fully, knowing that you have the power to choose how you respond. Acceptance does not mean giving up or passively tolerating negative situations. It simply means that you stop fighting them. You stop labeling them as bad or wrong. By releasing judgment, you open yourself up to the lessons and growth that are contained within each experience. When you accept things as they are, you shift from a place of tension to a place of flow. One of the reasons we resist is because of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, or fear of losing control. Fear creates a barrier that prevents us from experiencing life fully. We often believe that by resisting something, we can protect ourselves from harm or pain. But the truth is, resistance only intensifies those fears because we are giving them our attention. When we resist, we keep fear alive in our thoughts and feelings. But when we let go of resistance, we face our fears head-on. We realize that fear is not something to be avoided or fought against, but something to be acknowledged and moved through. By letting go of resistance to fear, we stop giving it the power to control our lives, and instead, we take back our power. The practice of letting go of resistance also involves surrendering to the flow of life. Surrender is not about giving up or becoming passive. It is about releasing the need to control everything and trusting in the process. Surrendering means having faith that even if things don't go as planned, they are going exactly as they are meant to. It's about allowing life to unfold with ease, rather than constantly forcing your will upon it. When you let go of the need to control, you open yourself to new possibilities, new opportunities, and new experiences. You stop limiting yourself by clinging to preconceived ideas of how things should be, and instead, you embrace the unknown with an open heart. Letting go of resistance is also an act of self-love. Often we resist because we believe we are not worthy of what we truly want, or that we are not capable of achieving our desires. This inner resistance is rooted in a lack of self-trust and self-compassion. When you let go of this resistance, you make space for self-acceptance. You begin to trust in your own ability to navigate whatever comes your way. You stop judging yourself for not having all the answers or for not being perfect. And instead, you embrace your imperfections as part of your journey. By letting go of resistance to your own growth, you release the pressure to be someone you are not, and you allow yourself to show up fully as the person you are becoming. As you practice letting go of resistance, you will notice that your life begins to flow more smoothly. Things that once seemed difficult or impossible begin to fall into place. You become more present, more aligned with your desires, and more in tune with the natural rhythm of life. This doesn't mean that challenges will stop arising, but it does mean that you will approach them with a sense of ease, knowing that resistance only makes the challenges harder to overcome. When you stop resisting, you stop fighting against the current of life, and you start to flow with it. You begin to experience the ease and grace that comes from letting go, and you create space for the universe to work its magic. It is clear that gratitude, relaxation, faith, and the power of imagination are the pillars that hold the key to manifesting everything you desire. When you allow yourself to relax and release resistance, you create the perfect environment for manifestation. When you embrace the present moment, you step into your true power. And when you live in faith, trusting that what you assume to be true is already on its way, you align yourself with the infinite possibilities that the universe offers. By cultivating gratitude, you magnify this energy, drawing even more blessings into your life. So I invite you today to let go of any doubts, fears, or resistance, and embrace the present moment with an open heart. Trust in your imagination and the immense power it holds to create your reality. Believe in your desires and know that everything you need is already within you. As you live in gratitude, you will find that what you desire manifests effortlessly and naturally. Thank you for taking this time to explore these transformative ideas. May you always remember that the present moment is all you truly have, and within it lies the power to manifest everything you've ever dreamed of. Thank you.